Unit 731, the darkest chapter in medical history. Unit 731 was a secret unit of the Imperial Japanese Army during World War II, considered one of the most brutal medical experiments in human history. Established in 1936 at a facility near Harbin in Manchuria, its goal was to study biological weapons and experiment on humans. Main activities of Unit 731. Human experiments. The unit conducted horrific experiments on prisoners of war and Chinese civilians. These individuals were used as subjects for experiments without their consent and were subjected to harsh conditions. Biological weapons research. Biological weapons such as the plague virus, cholera, and anthrax were developed. The unit conducted experiments on how these diseases spread and their effects on humans. Freezing experiments. Experiments were conducted on humans to determine the effects of low temperatures. Some individuals had their limbs frozen to study the impact on the body, leading to severe suffering and loss of limbs. Organ experiments. Surgical operations were performed without anesthesia, where organs such as kidneys and limbs were removed, and the effects on the body were monitored. Psychological and physical torture. Individuals were subjected to various forms of torture, including starvation, beatings, and severe psychological experiments. Consequences and impact. Psychological and physical effects. Many survivors of these experiments suffered lifelong psychological and physical effects. These experiments became an unforgettable nightmare. Cover-up of the experiments. After the war, many of the activities conducted by Unit 731 were ignored, as some leaders were granted immunity from prosecution in exchange for providing information to the United States about the research. Recognition and regret. The crimes of the unit were not officially recognized for a long time, but over time, some Japanese governments began to acknowledge these acts as crimes against humanity. Unit 731 remains one of the darkest chapters in World War II history. These experiments serve as a stark example of how human rights can be violated in the name of science and war. It is essential to remember these events to ensure they are not repeated in the future and to promote ethics in scientific research.